Chapter 2. Beautiful Bridget. The next day was warm. Bridget arrived at 9 o'clock. Jake was happy.
Thanks for coming for me,
he said.
Oh, I walk past this building every morning. It's not a problem.
Her face was very red, but she smiled. So they walked to the BananaTech office, and Jake talked about his work in America. The BananaTech offices were on the 12th floor of a tall building. Tomas, the BananaTech Ireland director, was there to say hello to them.
Good to meet you, Jake,
he said.
Al talks a lot about you. We want to see your new game. It's very good, Al says.
Jake met everyone in the office. Michael, Erin, Una and Aidan. Only Aidan did not smile when he said hello.
We can all meet now. We need to talk about the computer exhibition,
said Tomas.
Aidan, bring some coffee, please.
Aidan said nothing. He walked away, his head down. Tomas took Jake through the office to a different room. In this room, there were 8 chairs and a big screen on the wall. Everyone sat down, and Jake opened his laptop. Minutes later, Aidan came in with the coffee.
Look at that! You forgot the biscuits again,
Tomas told him.
Can you bring them now, please?
Aidan did not answer. He walked out of the room.
He always forgets the biscuits,
said Tomas.
He's clever, but he's very young. He must do more office work before he begins making any computer games. Now, Jake, let's look at your new game.
It was an exciting car racing game.
Al was right. It's very good,
said Michael.
I love the cars,
said Bridget.
They're wonderful.
I like the music and sound effects, said Una.
It's going to be the best game at the Irish Computer Exhibition,
said Tomas.
Is it?
Asked Jake.
Of course,
said Tomas.
Better than Snakesoft's games,
said Bridget.
You're very clever, Jake,
said Una. Aidan brought the biscuits in just then, and he heard all this. He walked angrily out of the room again. When it was time for lunch, Bridget took Jake to a restaurant near the office. They waited for their food, and Jake talked.
When did you begin working with BananaTech?
He asked Bridget.
2 years ago,
she answered.
I like it there. Everyone's very friendly.
Aidan doesn't smile very much,
said Jake.
Does he like working there?
No, he doesn't,
answered Bridget.
He's always angry. Aidan wants to work on computer games, but he's not ready for that, you see.
What must happen before Aidan can work on some computer games?
Asked Jake.
He needs somebody to help him,
said Bridget.
He loves computer games, but he's 16 years old, so he needs to be an office boy a little longer. He learns quickly, but there's nobody to help him. Nobody has time.
Where does Aiden live?
Asked Jake.
With his family, near the airport.
Said Bridget.
They don't have a lot of money, and Aiden's mum's very ill. So Aiden wants to make computer games and become rich and famous.
Then the food arrived, and Jake and Bridget forgot about Aiden and his problems.
This is wonderful,
said Jake, after a minute or two.
I like Irish food.
Bridget laughed.
Well, pizza isn't Irish, but the seafood on it came from the sea near Dublin.
Jake went red. Bridget laughed again.
What about this evening? Would you like to come to dinner with me?
Jake asked. She smiled but said,
Sorry, I can't. Not tonight.
Why does she always say no?
Thought Jake. That afternoon, Jake worked on his presentation for the computer exhibition. At 7 o'clock in the evening, there was a phone call for him. It was Al from America.
Hi, Jake.
He said.
How's everything?
Okay.
Said Jake.
What time is it there?
11 o'clock in the morning.
Said Al.
How's your dad?
Asked Jake.
He's very ill.
Said Al.
I can't come back to Dublin for some time. Perhaps not for some months. Dad is going to need help when he leaves hospital. My mom's dead, and I don't have any brothers or sisters. I'm his only child.
I understand.
Said Jake.
Perhaps you can stay in Dublin for longer.
Said Al.
For 4 or 5 months. I can do your job in the San Francisco office. You can do my job in Dublin. You must ask Bridget about that.
Bridget? Not Tomas? But why?
Said Jake.
Because Bridget's the Dublin office manager, so she's your boss.
Oh no.
Thought Jake.
Bridget's the office manager and my boss. I asked my boss out to dinner.
Then he thought,
But after 4 or 5 months, she's not going to be my boss. I'm going to ask her out to dinner again. And perhaps one day, she's going to say yes. Perhaps I can stay.
he said to Al.
But let's not tell Bridget now. I want to think about it.
Okay, well, have a good time at the exhibition.
Said Al.
Goodbye now, Jake.
Goodbye, Al.
Said Jake. And he put the phone down.
And hello, beautiful Bridget.
Beautiful Bridget! Ah!
Squawked Percy.